Yo, listen. We're going?
I hope so.
We're going.
I press the button.
Jacob, so do you know what pushing P is?
I've seen the Snapchats and shit of it, but I do not know.
What do you think?
If you've only seen it from Snapchat, then you don't know.
What do you think it means, though?
I don't fucking know.
Well, somebody says I'm pushing P.
You're talking to somebody that struggles with Wordle on an everyday basis that can barely get it.
Come on, brother. What do you think it means?
If someone said you push P, would you be insulted or would you be like, all right, bet?
Well, the first thing I hear when are you pushing P, like, are you pushing perks? Like, you drug dealers? So
okay.
That's
a perspective. All right.
So, but no, I do not know the meaning of it. But how you guys are grinning at me, I'm assuming that I am really wrong, and you guys are going to tell me.
Pushing P is a good thing.
Oh, you pushing the pipe?
It's like, no.
Why'd you go there?
You could be pushing the pipe.
Pushing
pipe
pipe.
Talking. All right.
I'm just done talking. Whatever.
So let's say like you get a good credit score. That's pushing P.
Okay.
Yeah.
Progress?
It's like
Pushing
loyal, ain't it?
progress?
Isn't it like loyal? Like loyalty?
You win valedictorian. Pushing P.
That's pushing P.
Keeping it P, my boy.
Okay, so it's a good thing. It's
So
positive.
John, do you know what pushing P is?
I think it's like loyalty, ain't it? It's supposed to like mean like loyalty, like you're loyal. That's like pushing P. I don't know.
Nah, see, like how Cliff was gonna give us his Kit Kat bar. That's pushing P.
That's pushing P.
Well, who made this P? What does P stand for?
He can stand for anything.
That's weird as fuck.
Player. Keeping it player.
Keeping it player. Keeping it
Pimpin'
player.
or player.
Pimp. Whatever.
Okay,
Yeah, whatever you
okay.
want it to be.
That's all
Fair.
it is.
That's fair.
So now that you know pushing P is player. All right.
Word.
And with that, we're going to keep it P and hit this quick introduction. Welcome, guys, to the Mind If I Crash podcast. With me, the first ever collab on Mind If I Crash with the It's On Us podcast. If you guys have seen these guys, you know they are getting everyone from all different walks of life and interviewing them, opening up to a cool world. Guys, please introduce yourselves, and thank you for coming on.
Go ahead.
So
Man of the hour.
I am Ash. I'm one of the co-hosts of the It's On Us podcast. To my left, I got Gabe.
How you doing, everybody? How you doing?
Then
To
we
my
got
left, I got.
You got John here. How you doing, guys? Pleasure to be here.
And then you got me, Mr. Jake. And then to my left, you got the great.
Dove Chocolate. You got Clifton Saunders coming at you live. How y'all doing out there?
I like that. That's a good intro right there. Guys, obviously, this is the first time I've had this many people on the show. It's the first time I've had anyone other than one other guest.
Wow.
So,
There you go.
Multiplied.
yeah, I want to see all of your opinions on all kinds of things, and obviously, we'll take this episode wherever it goes. I do want to talk to you guys. All-Star Weekend just passed in Cleveland. I was working downtown. It was a very busy weekend, and there was a lot of celebrities there. I know Drake shut down and bought out Barley House across the street from where I work. It was shut down, bouncers at every door, and the only way you could get in was by the VIP bus that Drake provided. Insane. Shaq and apparently Kevin Hart opened up. Shaq is the DJ now. Did you guys go to Cleveland? What was your favorite part about our All-Star Weekend? Let's talk about All-Star Weekend here in Cleveland,
Okay,
Ohio.
so me and Clifton actually went to like All-Star Weekend. I went to the All-Star game.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
dope.
Up Chop
Oh,
Liver.
John too.
I did too, man. Yeah, we
So-
went on all different days, actually. I went Friday, Clifton went Saturday, and Ash went Sunday.
Okay. So Friday was what, celebrity game?
That was a celebrity game plus the Rising Stars Challenge.
Okay.
I didn't go to the celebrity game. I went to the Rising Stars. It was at Rocket Mortgage. It was really, really cool. It was like 3-4 hours long. I mean,
That's awesome.
You'd think it would have been just like a normal game, but it was 3 separate games to like 50 to 75. So it was like a goal oriented, just like the All-Star game. Super cool, man. Just seeing the young talent all collectively in Cleveland, it was like weird. Like I was telling these guys, like you saw like different jerseys and people just kind of like supporting other teams. It was just like cool, very cool.
Yeah, it's the first time that anything like that has happened NBA wise, and obviously, I think every kid growing up. Look at even pop culture; it influences everything. Basketball and music, I think, are the biggest push of pop culture, down to the sneakers that we wear.
True.
Absolutely. So you guys went on separate days, or you guys went together?
So you went Saturday, right?
Yeah, I went Saturday after picking up Jamie's friend from the airport. Mind you, they stood next to, I believe, like one of the people who run TNT, which was pretty cool. But yeah, when I went to the House of Blues. I was supposed to go to the All-Star game. Jamie's sister bought us tickets, like she was going to surprise us, but Jamie's friend was in town, so we didn't get to go. I'm salty about that, but it is what it is. And what you're talking about as far as celebrities being in town, you're exactly right. Our waitress was telling us Dave Chappelle and a bunch of other celebrities bought a bunch of private locations pretty much around the city and just shut them down and said they were only open to like private guests and shit like that. I was so upset.
Cool. I mean, yeah, no, I get it. But that's wild. Like
Yeah,
Drake,
it is.
Champagne Poppy in Cleveland.
Champagne Poppy in Cleveland.
Damn.
Dave Chappelle shutting it down too, hosting an event. I think he was actually right across from the House of Blues. The waitress told us, but nobody was allowed in.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
It is kind of shitty. You know, I remember the first time I ever heard of someone being able to do that. I was a kid. I was getting on the bus, and I found out that Roethlisberger, after every win, will buy out a bar in Pittsburgh.
Really?
And this is like a religious thing. He buys it out, and people of Pittsburgh like kind of were like, no, he's a dick for that. Like people that lived in downtown Pittsburgh were like, screw him.
Right.
And I started to realize like, oh, money can buy you. I was a kid, 8 years old. Like, what? You can do that? Oh, cool. I want to have a birthday party there. And they're like, no, you can't have a birthday party at the bar. But yeah, I mean, definitely a cool thing for Cleveland. I think just to bring people from all over the nation to Cleveland, Ohio was important for us.
I even saw somebody who debates on TV. I want to say it might have been Imani Bates walking in the Flanneries. You know what I mean? So local, like people on TV walking in the local bars of ours and stuff.
It was just
out.
so many celebrities. It was just like you kind of became like desensitized in a sense. Like, oh, there's Drake behind me, and then there's like Shaq just casually walking by, and you'll see like Mary J. Blige somewhere, and it was amazing for sure.
I've seen Shaq DJing actually one time, and he was like from a distance, but man, he was like a big guy from a distance. I'm like, I can only imagine standing next to him if he was like huge from a distance.
He's one of those people I wouldn't want to stand next to. I'm cool.
Maybe you're also a little short.
Exactly. I don't want it to be physically seen though. Standing next to,
that's disrespectful. Yeah, bro.
It's like Anton. When Anton comes on, I'm like, Anton, stay away from me, bro. Like you're too tall.
Can you imagine how Kevin Hart feels when he runs across him? And it's probably often.
Yeah, they're friends. Yeah. So I think that the rumor has it those two were together at Barley.
Really?
Because Shaq opened on the DJing side.
Okay.
Or at least got up on the DJ stand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to see Shaq DJ, like,
is he really a good DJ?
from what I've heard, like,
I hear the
he's
mixes
decent.
are decent.
yeah, I hear the mixes are decent. Like, he's not bad.
Where did you see him?
Where did I see him? Where was I at? I'm not gonna lie, I was drunk as fuck, so I cannot remember the location I was at. I just know Shaq was there. I think it might have been when LeBron came back to Cleveland and there was that free concert outside. Shaq actually DJ'd for a little bit where Kendrick Lamar performed. I think
I remember
Imagine
that.
Dragons was there. Yeah, Shaq performed.
Okay.
He DJ'd there.
Wow, I forgot about that.
I remember that now because I went down to Cleveland that day.
Yeah, I went to that concert. Kendrick Lamar was phenomenal in person.
Fire.
He's the person I have to see in concert too, man. I've never been to a concert in my life, but he'll probably be one of the first ones I go see.
Never, really.
See, I've been to some concerts, but if I tell you like my first concert, y'all just drag me. So we want to talk about
No,
that.
you don't get to say that. And then not provide us with the
Rascal Flatts?
information.
No,
That was one of my first real concerts.
Rascal Flatts?
Yeah.
Swear to God.
Yeah, I watched a dude drop acid into his eyes, and I said, "We're at like a soft country concert right now."
so my first concert ever was at Cleveland Browns Stadium in the year 2000 with your mom and some other relatives,
You gotta
and
throw her in there though.
we went to go see NSYNC.
Yo,
So were
that's
you like?
fire. I'm not.
That
Even
was a
gonna
great
rip
show.
you. I'm
Great
not
show.
gonna
We
drag
I
had
mean,
you.
they're
floor
classic.
seats.
Yeah. Were you like up dancing and like?
Some
My
of
boy
them,
was
yeah.
getting it. He said, "Yeah."
Some of them, yeah.
I mean, I can't really hate
like
it. That
just
you saw
hey, like just
one of the
just
greatest
simple.
boy bands
like
ever
nothing
put together.
crazy.
7 years old.
Just nothing crazy. Just just
How
get
old were you?
8.
Oh yeah, you get the pass on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it.
So if he was 8, I was what? 5? Nah, I should have went. Not you.
Ash, how was your All-Star experience?
Yeah, I was
So the actual game itself was amazing because like to get to see Steph Curry, like his shooting efficiency is like ridiculous. To see him drop 50 points in an All-Star game in real time is like
Bonkers.
unbelievable. Because like he would shoot and then turn around to ask the crowd like, did it go in? Okay, cool, and then get back. Like he's just, it's automatic for him.
That boy's dialed, man.
Yeah.
Dialed.
He's changed the culture of basketball forever.
I just saw a video like 2 days ago. It was like a little league like basketball. It was one little kid shot a half court shot, made it. Dude on the same possession turned around, shot another half court shot, made it again. It's like,
Oh yeah, they went like 3 or 4 times back to
seen
back.
that.
That
Yeah.
was so. That was dope.
They said the caption was like, "This is what Steph Curry's doing to the
Yeah.
generations below us."
He's
Like,
promoting a generation of shooters. Honestly,
Yes.
like you said, Osh, he changed what it means to be a hooper. Like to have range is everything nowadays in the NBA.
It almost is like you rather see somebody shoot a deep 3-pointer than a dunk.
With finesse, hell yeah.
Yeah.
But look at the dunk contest now. That was,
my God.
I'm gonna be honest, that was not it.
That was trash.
I didn't even watch it.
It was the weakest dunk contest I've ever seen in my life.
So many missed dunks.
I
and
think in the
everything.
first round they did like 28% in field goal percentage. Like that's how
Terrible.
bad it was.
Whoa.
And it was the first dunk contest that didn't have a perfect dunk in history since it started.
Trash.
But so, do you guys know the reason why? Because this is what I was told the day after, or that Monday after the weekend. They promote the young players. Is there a reason that they do that and don't let the true hoopers? Like, what's that dude? Memphis Morant.
Oh, Ja?
Dude, he's honestly that's my favorite player in the
Yes,
NBA right now.
absolutely.
That dude is a
Watch.
stud.
Yeah,
But it's a big difference between like dunk contest dunkers and like in-game dunkers.
Right, and I think I understand that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, because a lot, like even Josh said, like he'd rather dunk on somebody than dunk in the dunk contest.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and it goes with like LeBron. LeBron hasn't want to do it, but he's a great in-game dunker.
Yeah, and he could win.
If
Obviously,
he
if
really wanted to, he probably really could win.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
I just feel like some people, they just take more of a satisfaction of it, the competitiveness. Because, like you said, the year after year, it's getting progressively worse. So
Yeah.
now it kind of doesn't mean anything. Plus, some people with the 3-point contest you see after they do that, they kind of shake. They're a little shaky when they come back to a regular
Right.
season game. So I mean, it might mess up their form.
Yeah.
So I think they should take it back to I think it was 1999 or 1998 when they actually had different athletes do it. Like you had Deion Sanders in the dunk contest.
I mean, Miles
Like,
Garrett, he could have been
whoa.
dunk contest.
For real? How
Go
do
on
I not
YouTube.
know that this
Go
happened?
on YouTube and it's I want to say it was 1998 or 1999 and they actually had different athletes do it.
That's awesome. I
So-
never knew that. Did
Yeah.
you guys all know this?
I had no
I have
idea.
no idea. But
No, I mean I had an idea like this. I told the guys I think it would be pretty cool because I like underground dunking versus like actual all-star game dunking because you figure like all-star game dunking they have to think about their brand insurance and body and stuff like that. Underground dunking, it's a pure competition. Why not just bring in those people and let us watch them? They're really just putting on their brand. It'll be more of a collaboration. And I just think it'd be dope. It'd be good for the NBA and it'd be good for rising dunkers in the world.
Absolutely. That would be sweet. I like that. Yeah, that underground is a wave. It's a vibe right now for sure.
I mean, you have actual people like Shaq and Kenny Smith like being dunk contest judges on
Oh
shows
yeah,
like
it's
that and
official.
stuff.
It's official
You know
for
what
sure.
I mean?
But it's just like, what else is left as far as dunks go?
Right.
Like you
Yeah.
can only do so much
What about,
between the
like,
legs
slam ball?
twice.
What do you think about like
I
slam
mean,
ball?
I love slam ball
do you
when I was
think,
on TV.
What if they incorporated
Yeah.
that, like a game of like dunking, like involved with like the trampolines on the floor and shit?
I mean, then you have your halftime show when you see the guys actually
They
set
do
up
that.
trampoline, they do the dunks, but like I don't know.
That's
It
more.
might be too much of a liability for the athletes,
Exactly.
just
That's
because
true.
you got to be a dual athlete at that point.
That's
Good
true.
on the trampoline, but watching those is awesome.
Yeah, maybe what if they like collab, like okay, like getting those like underground dunkers, like putting them in that forum, like we're gonna put
They
you
would
on.
probably be good at that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of show
Just
out.
give them some insurance. That's all you got to do.
So the year was 1992. Some of the people that participated in this dunk contest were Michael Irving, Chris Carter, Barry Bonds, Ken Griffey Jr., and Sanders.
Barry
Deion
Bonds,
Sanders. Yep.
big ass out there.
Yep.
I want to see a Barry Bonds dunk right now. I'm gonna drop it in the video, guys. It's gonna be playing literally.
Is
right now.
this Barry Bonds on the roids or?
Yeah, yeah.
No,
What's
more than
no,
likely.
not
What size we
92. Not 92.
Okay.
He's still Pirates.
Okay.
Barry Bonds.
I don't know. I just feel like the steroid era, everything was more exciting, but that's just me. I don't know.
I mean,
no,
that's
that
why
was
they
a great
stopped.
time for sports. In
That's why
general.
they stopped testing for it now.
I was
Right,
gonna
they're
say,
encouraging
they,
almost.
They brought it back, kind of.
Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
I mean, after a while, once it's accepted that steroids are used, yeah.
But
Yeah.
he's coming up to the end of the time that he can get voted in.
No, last year was.
I was gonna
last
say, I
year,
think he's
okay.
out.
Oh, so it's over now.
He can get in with. So there's like there's the actual Hall of Fame, and then there's the senior.
Committee.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's like people that go even higher up than them. So if they can validate and vouch for him to get in, he still has a chance to get in. It just won't be as publicized as what.
So
The
my
actual
question is
delegates.
like, who inducts you into the Hall of Fame? Like, is this like some collective group of like
Former players.
older guy? Oh, former players that like, okay, he gets the approval.
But
to
then
come in.
it is a combination of older people and then former players. Because
Yeah, like writers and stuff
Media.
like that.
Analytics and stuff.
Okay.
so I mean you get these 70-year-old old men that ain't playing the game today like they were 50, 60 years ago. So.
Right, and a lot of it is like, think about it, just like generations are to us. You know, some people are just bitter at the young kids of the world, like they don't know,
or they want to protect the integrity of the game and like, oh no, he did this, so that's a no, so he can. It's like, come, get out of here,
We're
man.
so quick as humans to hold people for their slip ups and their mistakes in life. But honestly, I think we need to show more forgiveness and understanding, because there's a lot of talent. Put sports aside, there's so much talent in the world that falls on deaf ears because of one situation in an individual's life. And honestly, I want to see what you guys think about that. Kind of veering away from that is, you know, do you think that there's too much judgment in the world today? And if so, what are your kind of outlook? What's your outlook on that?
Yeah, I almost feel like we're perfectly imperfect on purpose. You know what I mean? Like, we're not supposed to portray this character as like, oh, you have no flaws, but we all naturally have to have flaws to be a person. So I mean, like, if you were to judge person off just one instant, then his character is like, but it's just like, I feel like how you respond from how they criticize you is what makes your like legacy like that much greater.
I agree, because like in psychology, we're taught when you first meet somebody, they're going to judge you off rip. So my approach is, whenever I meet somebody, I'm very out front with who I am. Because my whole thing is, if you're going to judge me, at least have the right facts about me. Don't just go off what you see. Go off what you hear from me too. Because I'd rather have you have a way better understanding of who I am than what you think of me.
Yeah, and you're making it instantly available. Have you ever met someone and then over time, even as like time goes on or the day goes on, you realize like, oh, that was a facade. Like, you fake bastard. You know, like, not, I mean, but honestly, it's better to just be your true self from the rip, so you can establish authentic rapport.
But to go back off what you just said, like, over time you see who they really are.
Yeah.
Some people do that because that's how they feel comfortable. You know, they got to put on that, you know, fake coat, be like, I don't know you yet, so I'm just going to put on this facade because I need to test you up.
But why though? I feel like you're not being organically yourself.
Because people aren't always comfortable, because some people aren't like you and me and can't be out there. Some people got to warm up to somebody.
But if I am me and you think that perception of me is an asshole, or I'm being mean, or, you know, just unapologetic, I mean, that's just me. That's just, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I can't control that. I mean, I could. I mean, but that's just, I'm quick to fire back. Like, I mean, you notice anybody better than anybody else. Like, so, not being yourself is a good and a bad thing, I feel like, because then it's, some people are like, oh, he's an asshole, he's a dickhead, and then that's your just whole persona of who you are.
And they may not understand you at the moment, you know, 20 minutes after meeting you, like, damn, this dude's crazy. Like, like, no, this is
the world might try to reject you for that reason.
And most of the time, the person that's portraying that character has a story that he hasn't told you about, or he's real sensitive about it and like hesitant to share it with you because he'll be judged to a certain degree.
You can't read a book in an hour, so you can't judge a person in, you know, the first time you meet them.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, just but you unconsciously do. It's fucked up, because your subconscious is always working. It's always going to pick up on little details about somebody you just met. So
that could be based on what you've heard beforehand, even meeting them, and then you have this notion of what you know them before you even meet them, and it's like, oh, you're not even.
And that goes back what we were talking about before, like the person we said with the nickname. Like, I ain't never met that person before, but that's the nickname that was being presented, and you know, so And so honestly, when somebody dogs you, like, oh shit, and that's just the name they've been given, because they've been, you know, that's who they are.
And you can always change the lens we look change the lens that we're looking from a newcomer's point of view, like someone that we just met that's maybe coming into a work environment or a friend group, whatever it may be. If we change the way we do make our judgments and try to look at it from an optimistic standpoint, we have a better chance of seeing the good. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that is something we can't control, because we're going to judge regardless, like you said. Let's at least try to give them a fair shot.
Exactly.
It's almost like you can't even, like, most people aren't able to think for themselves
at all.
You know how much
cheap nowadays.
You know how much brain power it takes to actually have a thought and think. Like, most of the time with social media, it's like organically spit out to you, so you're digesting and then you're regurgitating what you saw. But to actually have an organic thought and then portray that, it takes time.
Agreed.
So I mean, everybody isn't like that, and I understand that. So like, I feel like we need to go back to less devices and more like interaction, like how we're doing. Like, that's how you really get to know someone.
But look at all around us. There's nothing but technology around us, like
Yeah.
laptop,
Soundboard.
To make this available. Absolutely. But honestly, we can use that to share our message, which we all do
right,
almost on a weekly basis, which is very important.
Very special.
Because not many people, especially as men, I think it's very important that you guys do the check-ins. Like, that was one thing my mom even said, was like, it's so awesome that you guys really make yourselves vulnerable enough to put your feelings out there once a week. And if you guys are cool with it, I'd definitely like to do it on this episode.
Oh, yeah.
as well.
Sure.
We should, as grown adult men, promote mental health, reflecting on yourself, holding yourself accountable, and being in control of the way the world does see us to a point. We can understand, hey, they're going to know, this happened. They're going to probably judge me, but I can show I'm a different person. Or that's actually not true. Let me show them through my actions. Things like that. But, working on yourself, acknowledging that being in tune with your spiritual side is okay. Is very important for young men in today's society, especially. And
we're like kind of changing in a good way, because we're talking about it more, like how we are now, and we're like pushing the message, but it still takes time for you to like dig into yourself and find out, like, okay, what am I really internally dealing with that I haven't really addressed, like, head on. And then once you face that issue, you can grow more as an individual, as a person, as a friend, as a father, whatever you are in that space. And it's just an overall better human experience for you.
Right. Absolutely. Because this is just a fact. If we are dealing with something, whether we choose to put it on the back burner or not, we might say, hey, I have crippling depression right now, but my daughter, my wife, my brother needs me. I have to put my focus on them. I'll deal with that later. The sad truth is, if you put it on the back burner, everything you put in front of it will go. It will be destroyed because you did not just handle it. And that's a hard thing to kind of accept. I need to make this a priority. It sounds selfish to say, hey, I need to take time for myself before I can be the best father I can be, or whatever it might be. But it's just the reality. If we let that sit, it will wither us down. It'll eat us from the inside out.
That's why communication is key.
Yeah.
Just whether it's your brother or your partner or, anybody in your family, you just got to communicate back. Because there's been times where I just have a bad day. Just mentally, I got a lot on my mind, and I'm back. Look, I need 5. I need 5 to really think about everything, just so I can organize it in my head, and then get back to my duties as a dad. You're human.
You're imperfect on purpose. So, like, I even practice this thing where, like, I go to work. Before I go to work in the morning, I don't touch my phone for the first 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right, and then I get up, I check my phone, then I go to work, and once I get off work, I call it transition time. So for me to like come home, relax at home for a second, unplug from everything, have 10 minutes to myself, and then engage in my next activity. Most of us live is like, okay, I go to work, I have a kid I have to take care of after. So after I get off work, I do this, and then I do the next thing. So it's like continuously like building on you. Instead of you actually pausing, and then, okay, be more present, and then address what's in front of you.
Right.
So if you take like 10 to 15 minutes to yourself daily, spread it out however you want, you'll just be more efficient in your life.
Yeah, exactly. Men need that. Actually, it was a study done that we need 30 minutes. I think it was 30 minutes, maybe it was less, to adjust to settings. So when we get into work, sometimes it can take us 30 minutes to completely adjust and be able to perform at the way we need to. When we get home, men can seem distant when they first get home to the family, to their wife, whatever it might be, because they do have this weird thing where they have to adjust to their surroundings. Whether it's their home that they're in most of their life or not, they still have that transitional period. It's just the way our brains work. So that's good that you even do that, because, it's easy to just say, nope, I can't. Yeah. Next thing.
But it takes time to gain that type of self-awareness. It doesn't just come overnight. You have to actually like practice being more mindful as you just move throughout the day, and it's just going to help you in the long term.
Yeah.
And I think that comes with us every day or every week asking, are you okay?
Yeah. And being honest about like, are you okay?
Because once in a while you're going to say no. I mean, there's been plenty of times all of us have said, no, actually this week has kind of been rough. And, just to let it out. Even though it might be small, only for 30 seconds to a minute, I mean, you're still getting it out of your system, which is, better than, like you said, putting it on the back burner and just letting it overboil, and then now your stove's off, all dirty, and
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys, how you feel about talking about this, but Russia and Ukraine.
Shit, crazy.
We
Is
just
this something you guys are open to talking about?
I
Did
mean,
you guys talk about it on your show already?
We touched about it a little bit. It's my opinion is very simple. It sounds like Russia's just mad because Ukraine been independent since 91.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I heard the reason why they felt some type of way is because they didn't want to be surrounded by their enemies. It's like, bro, don't. It's like you're a 8th grader attacking a 5th grader. Like, what's the point? You are proving you have all these big guns just to destroy a sovereign country that you want. So in a way, you're damaging property that you want just in order to rebuild it under your name.
Yeah,
it sounds petty, and it's stupid. And in the world that we live in now, it's sad because you have a kid, you have kids. You know, you have a kid. You know, I have 2 kids. You know, you're
my son.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
but you're gonna one day you're gonna have to explain to this. You know, when they come home from school, why did they really do that? And then you gotta explain. People are dumbasses.
Right.
Straight up, people are dumb. And then you're gonna have to explain why, in your opinion, why you think it's dumb. So it's just, it's pointless to me. Like, I understand sometimes you got to resort to violence, but in this situation, it was not one of them.
Yeah, I mean, so Putin did say yesterday, man, those peas on Putin really popping on this mic. He did say yesterday that the sanctions have honestly hurt the country almost immediately, and I didn't realize to the extent. But he said that is an act of war in his eyes. So I'm scared to see what happens.
I kind of am too, because I was the one who mentioned to you about him being surrounded by his enemies. It's a weird madman's conquest.
Yeah.
Because regardless if people want to say it out loud, and I'll say it comfortably, he's an international war criminal at this point because he has no reason to be doing this. And like Jacob mentioned earlier, like why would you sit there and destroy something, hit it with because he hit a nuclear plant, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he took Chernobyl?
Yeah, and stuff like that, and it's just I don't get it at all. Yeah. And to the people who support this, whether if you're here or over there, it's just don't you see there is really no true positive end game to this? Either he's gonna die or get what he wants, because he's going to be apprehended at some point if he loses. You know what I mean? And I just feel bad for everybody over there, because there's a lot of protests breaking out over there too, because a lot of people don't want this to go on.
And they will be arrested.
I've seen some old ass ladies who's at least 80 years old got arrested.
And it's sad, you know what I mean? And I guess he's pissed off that they're holding him off. He had a fake news propaganda that said they won, so I think he expected to be over by now, with this whole thing. And it's just, to me, just pointless. And I hope that eventually it ends soon. I'm praying for everybody over there and everybody involved and everybody who's affected by this, because we're seeing it with the gas prices, but there's a lot of people who are feeling it within their own family and their generations and not knowing what's going on. And I couldn't even imagine.
To piggyback off that real quick, another thing that I read was,
this guy,
I hate that saying.
They hate it when I say piggyback off that. Putin didn't realize how much social media and the internet would take into play.
Right.
Oh yeah, somebody said cameras are going to be his downfall. They were due to all these cameras, this is going to be the downfall of him.
Not being able to control the propaganda.
He did not really think about that.
And I heard he's also upset that we won the Cold War back then. That was something else I mentioned. Yeah, he's still upset about that. And could just imagine this, say if you got into a fight with somebody in 3rd grade and you seen them at the bar and then they tried to fight you.
You said, "Come on, bro, for real." You wouldn't even know. You would honestly been I forgot about that.
Who are you again?
Thank you.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're even upset about that and old beefs and stuff, it's grow up. You're 70 years old. You know
That's
what I mean?
what I was talking about on our podcast. He was bred into that, born into that. That's all he knows is war. He was in the KGB.
He was a colonel, yeah.
So it's I don't want to make an excuse, like I said, but that's all he knows. So, that's the way his brain is triggered.
That's a form of a classical conditioning.
And
exactly.
It goes back to all these older people we have in power in our own states. All these older people, all they know is certain things.
Right, and that's why they act the way they act, and then they, don't know how to react when they get exposed. Yo, that's not right or acceptable in these days. And they're just well, they don't know anything different. You can't. Not to sound fucked up or ageist, but you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Right.
You're right.
I think you, Oscar, Cliff, you said it. It's going to be better when that generation dies. And our generation is at that age.
I said it because you got to think Gen X, like they're right above us, we're millennials and everything like beneath us. We don't believe in war. We see like what technology can do for us. We see what words can do, communication can do, what mental health truly is. Like back then, they didn't prioritize what we prioritize. Again, Putin thinks war is okay and taking shit by force is okay. We don't believe in that at all. That's why you have everybody collectively, globally saying, yo, you're tripping. Chill the fuck out.
A weekend he has nuclear fucking ballistics on go. Like I just if I hit this button, you know what I mean? Like one of these is ready to go if you really want to do
what's
something.
Sad to me, the people who are in control of pressing that button, not to say that they're not man enough to say no, like they're put in a compromised position because if they do say no, not only will they be killed, their families will be killed,
or anybody in connection to them.
And I feel bad, and it's just like. That's why you have that Russian entrepreneur who put $1 million bounty on his head for one of his officers to arrest him.
Right.
Jeez. Damn.
But my true theory is when the people who put him in power, the billionaires, because let's be real, every figure of power is like put into power by a billionaire or somebody. Once their bottom line starts getting affected, and a couple of them are feeling it, they're gonna get in his ear.
With those banks being seized, I mean, I'm assuming billionaires aren't just making money in their own country.
That
is international, big time plays. The fact that their banks are frozen in pretty much all of the Western world, it destroys them. And it destroys a billionaire's pockets deeply because they're not making money in Taiwan. Right. Like, let's be realistic here.
And, like, another thing is, too, like, with all these sanctions and stuff, like, a lot of sports, major sports, like the World Cup, they said, y'all can't participate. Oh, and any other?
They got canceled.
And
they got canceled.
Owners had to sell their stake. Like the guy who owned
Chelsea.
Had to sell his, and the guy who owned the Brooklyn Nets, he had to sell his stake in the Nets.
Oh, wow. Because of
whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I read that. He had to sell his stake off.
And they're also losing like Russia's losing opportunities to host sporting events too. That's gonna boom.
I think they lost a Grand Prix.
A Grand Prix race because guess what? You screwed up. The world's mad at you. We're not going to do this in your country because.
But hold on. The only thing though, so all this has happened because of Putin. But the effects are going to be felt by the Russian people, like the everyday citizens. Like they're getting fucked, and they're the ones that they're like the secondary.
And I feel bad too.
Yeah, I feel bad for that. Like that. Like they had no say in that. And they're trying to protest and trying to like.
And they get in trouble with their protest.
I say what I say. Fact check me on the whole Brooklyn Nets owner thing because I don't want this to go up because I said that. But as far as the Russian people, and I said this too because it's sad as far as perception. For a while, Germans were looked at as like some of the most evil people in the world due to the Holocaust. Right now, Russians might be the most recent people to get a bad rep due to Putin, and that's why I say I feel bad because you have a lot of them over there protesting and rebelling. So it's like now, do their future generations have to pay for one madman's conquest? That's not fair to them because, like you said, they're going to feel the effects the most because most everyday people now can't even get their money out.
Right. Yeah.
Or their money was seized.
Yeah, streamers like big time streamers in Russia. He's been very vocal about like I am essentially stuck in my apartment living off of the things that I have because I have no access to funds. These streams are essentially frozen. Everything I do is not bringing me income. Imagine just like the everyday person. Imagine this. If this was our livelihood, we would be doing it, but there would be nothing to support yourself on. And eventually, I'm sure that if Russia's feeling it this hard, the landlords don't care. They still need their money, especially in a time like this. So it is hurting the everyday person. But the big thing is I don't see the Western world backing off just because it is causing such an effect with even that 1% of Russia, and that's who needs to feel it so they can stop backing, like you said, the madman that is Vladimir Putin. The KGB is savages, though. I don't want to like kind of build them up. I worked with a guy. I sold cars with him, older gentleman, and he was in the KGB, and then came here in the 90s, maybe late 80s. He had stories of kind of what that was like, and there were times where basically for training they had to jump out of a plane and land in the terrain of Russia, which, if you know, Russia's got lions and tigers, Siberian tigers. Yeah, not lions. They might have lions, but in crazy terrain. And all you have is a like giant, one of those giant like walkies.
Yeah, book bag walkie-talkies.
And you have to make your way back. You have that, a knife, and I think a day or 48 hours worth of water. And you got to find your way back. And he was just talking about, like, you see people all over that were from previous trips dead. Everything. It is what it is. Keep moving. You need to save yourself.
Don't they have bears out there too?
Dude, it's crazy
Bro.
out there.
So automatically you are in fight or flight as soon as you get off the plane.
Right, bears and tigers.
As soon as your feet touch the ground, you
Fight or
thinking, I got 48 hours of water. I got to get to this place. We trucking.
Yeah, dude, you're strategizing from the plane. The second you drop, you're there like, where am I
Shit,
headed?
the second I see that motherfucker getting on, the propellers going.
Yeah,
on.
as soon as
What
my
the fuck
feet are
am I
on
about
this
to do?
plane,
Like I said,
I'm
man.
all right. What I got to come up with something.
Exactly.
Russians are built different, and I say that out of respect. That's why I'm not shocked that Khabib is the best,
Right.
fighter in his division, because it's like the way he trains and do what he does. Like, and I've seen his training videos. I'm like, I wouldn't even dare.
Yeah,
Nope.
swimming upstream in a mountain.
That's exactly what I've seen. I was
Dude.
like, how are you swimming against the stream in a mountain with your shirt off and shorts?
Yes.
And it's cold, snow
Yep.
on the ground. I'm
And
like,
it wasn't
that
no
is-
little stream.
that-
That water was moving.
Yeah.
That it was a very heavy flow of water.
I couldn't even do that in a boat.
I would have
could not
hypothermia.
fight that. Yeah.
instantly.
Yep. But look at what he's doing in the UFC. He's taken his entire team, and now he has his own.
He just had two people last night fighting.
that are savages. He's got a great group of guys. Islam is definitely on track to becoming probably the champion. But I will say this, and honestly, people can love it or hate it. I love Khabib Nurmagomedov because he was a one of one. Now there are so many like him that it's almost hard because you kind of don't want to have those people. Are we getting some outside noise?
No, that's this. It was just like leaning over for some reason. I don't know why I was doing that.
Throw something
I
else
don't
up.
want the entire division to just have some Russian dude that literally they all look the same that I can't say that. I don't mean that. They look very similar.
His team looks
similar.
very
Hair
similar.
cut.
They do. And
No
the thing is, and you
tattoos.
can identify them though, not just through like the way they look optically, the way they fight.
Yes,
It's very aggressive.
smothering like bears.
Yes.
Yes, they maul you.
And once they get you on the ground, they tire your ass out. If you
Facts.
stand back up, by the time you up, they legs be wobbling.
That is
Crazy.
That is not just world class. That is elite wrestling at its finest. That takes Greco-Roman, folk, freestyle, the best of all of it, morphed into one. The most elite wrestling in the world is in Russia, and no one can change my mind of that.
And how you just said
I say fact.
he built a team. Like,
Yeah,
I think that's what it takes to make it in the world now. Because, for example, NFL coaching trees. If you got that right head, and he hires right assistants, within 5 years, there's a good % chance they could have a head coach and they could be making noise.
yeah.
I'm not saying all assistants make it their first try, but a good source of, like, you hear about, especially the young coaches, like Sean McVay, his coaching tree. A lot of people have been getting hired off his staff the last couple of years. So just thinking about how people build teams and just outside of football, like, I think this is a team. Yeah, you have your own show, we have our own show, but this is a collab.
Yeah, and it
You know,
works. It works well.
We're going to build stuff up together and stuff, just so, because we're building a team.
And I don't think there's no ego involved as we're doing this, and that helps us tremendously too. 'Cause
Exactly.
Nobody's like, I got to be top alpha dog. Like, no, we just want to make it and put other people on as we're making it.
In certain teams, yes.
Yes.
Right.
So there's some
That's a
teams
good
you can
thing to
feel like it's
promote.
all about the owners, like the Cowboys. I feel like the Cowboys is mainly about Jerry Jones.
Yes.
And what Jerry Jones wants
Yes.
to make himself
That's
happy
facts.
with.
Facts.
But then you get like Belichick and Kraft. They only want the team to win.
Right.
So I mean,
Right.
they're very particular of what they want. And then you get like you said, McVay. McVay came from Washington with
From the Packers.
yeah, he was the head coach.
And Kyle Shanahan.
Yep.
I was about to say that. Let's give a shout out to like the main coaching trees: the Belichick, the Andy Reeds, the
Andy
Shanahans, and now Sean McVay's.
Yep.
Can't forget the Bill Parcells coaching tree.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, that's true too. Yeah, but I think, like you said, it does take a team to take over the world in a sense.
Yeah.
Right, because I don't know one successful person who did it by themselves or surrounded just by themselves. They got a team.
Unless you're absolutely cutthroat, Yeah. Unless you put on the facade and whack heads, and those are the 1%ers that those people honestly
They're
as much when
sociopaths.
they are Yes, they are literally
They're brilliant sociopaths at that, and that makes them even more scarier.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I was just watching American Psycho. My little brother had never seen it.
Haven't seen it yet.
Wow,
It's
you
a good
need
show.
to. Really, really good. And Christian Bale is just amazing in it. You know, to see him be able to live in that world centered around self, but also destruction is crazy. And you realize that it does take someone to truly not give a shit about anyone and be so consumed in their own life, in their own image, to kind of make it in like the higher up corporate world.
Right.
And you wonder how many people are actually like that in corporate, like America, let's say New York and LA, the big cities. How many people are actually like that on a day-to-day basis, you know?
Probably a lot when you think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Crazy.
Well over 80%, I would imagine. It's just like a narcissistic like behavior, mentality. It's like it's got to be exhausting in itself too.
Yeah, they can't even process it. To the everyday person, to us who can, like you said, put our egos down, reflect on self, see if we're, you know, hurting, offending anyone in our day-to-day life. They cannot. They actually are unable to mentally. It's like just
You're
no
blind.
file found. There's nothing there.
A mental block.
Yeah.
Correct.
Even like when we talked about not having like an internal monologue, like
Man.
I couldn't imagine like.
I cannot imagine. Because did you guys know that? I think we talked about this. Or Tristan, do you know about that? Like some people don't have an internal monologue.
So they don't have a voice in their head, essentially.
Exactly.
That's
Scary.
crazy.
Yeah.
So what is that? What is that called?
I mean, I forgot the name of the condition, but yeah, pretty much it sounds what it sounds like. Like whatever comes to their head, they say it.
No filter.
No
at
filter whatsoever. And I feel like those people can be very dangerous to me because they can be, one, easy manipulated.
Yeah.
And two, they can, like, once they have a loose screw, you don't know what the hell they're going to do because they can't even process it themselves. They can't talk to themselves, go over the decision.
Right.
They're just going to act on how they feel in that moment.
Yeah, I always think about that too. Like, imagine as you get older, if you don't have that filter, you gotta wild out, and that scares me.
So there is a name for not having an internal monologue. I'm not going to try to pronounce
Okay,
it.
I figured it was something crazy.
Go ahead, Jacob, shoot your shot. Go ahead, try to say it.
Yeah.
Sound it out.
Sound it out.
Aphantasia?
Aphantasia.
Aphantasia. There we go.
Aphantasia.
I wonder if people like that have, like, dementia easier when they get older.
How do you like thought process? How do you like plan if you don't have like a?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's got to be
Probably
like
don't. You just get up.
That might be something we do a little research on, and next time we collab, we discuss that, because that's honestly crazy, and I've never even thought that that's something that can happen.
Me neither. I thought everybody was born with, like, a self voice in their head. I wonder if anybody's successful off of not having an internal monologue, because if you can't really be strategic and you're always acting, like, if you are successful, you're just really fucking lucky in my eyes, because you're just spontaneous.
Yeah, and everything is a
9
reaction more than an action itself.
Or you're something that, like, you really invested in mentally. Like, you're really not invested mentally, you're just acting.
But
Yeah, that is crazy to think
I don't want to
of.
say you're lucky, because then I feel like that's that gut feeling, like
Intuition.
You know what I mean? So maybe their intuition is a little bit higher without overthinking. Should I do this? Should I not do this? You
It's
know,
more so instinct.
boom,
Yeah.
and I do
Okay,
it. I hit the road running, and then I'm taking it for what it is. So then that way, if you're met with an obstacle, you're not okay. Well, I was thinking if this does happen, I'm doing this. So now if you meet this obstacle, boom, you just are ready to go.
So these are the type of people who say, I don't know what it was, but this just felt right, so I did it.
Yeah.
Type shit.
I quit my job. I went to LA and I was a marketer, and now I'm a millionaire type shit. You know what I mean? You don't know why you did it. Or I quit my job, got in my car, started driving to Florida, and then now you have your own successful business or some random ass shit.
According to Wikipedia, there are about 6 or 7 people that are well known with it. One of them is the co-founder of Pixar, Ed Catmull,
I guess they can be.
and the co-founder of Mozilla Firefox.
Damn, Firefox.
And the other people that are reading, a lot of people are fantasy authors or science fiction authors. So
Makes
so they
sense.
are creative.
And then Zelda Williams.
it must just come at them just going. Like, wake up with this.
So you're more so, what is it, left side of the brain versus the right side?
That's got me shocked right now.
Yeah.
He shook. Tristan shook
That's
in his
interesting,
chair.
though. No. This is stuff that we like. It's brilliant that we're like talking about it and getting to know this stuff.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah.
You know what? On the kind of the topic of mental health and just to see, you know, someone in you know, the public eye that sometimes I feel for is Kanye West, you know, and I don't know how much you guys have followed kind of the story around him. With that documentary coming out, I do want to watch it because I hear that it is very good.
It's fucking phenomenal.
You watched it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I cried a few times too.
And that's what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
You do. Because my thing is, once you started, if you're really like invested on mental health and you look for certain things, and don't get me wrong, I do have love for Kanye. I don't agree with everything he does just because I have love for him and I appreciate him. It's just, you see there's something there in the way he communicates and he acts. I know he has either, whether it be autism or some form of ADHD, but there's something there. But he is touched by genius in a weird way. And his mom, like, what she invested in him was not just hard love, but just like, she really put a strong belief in him, like, you really can do whatever you want. And without her here to really like calm him down or bring him down to earth, I feel like, one, he's scared because he's all alone in like that environment that he like took another stratosphere to, and his dad is unavailable to him, who I feel like he needs, because if you've seen the documentary, I think Ash has, he asked him like, can you please come around and blah 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 blah, and his dad is like always too busy for him, and I think that fucks with him.
That's insane.
And I just think he needs hard love. I think he does need a reality check. He is a great person, but he's just lost right now, and people need to like understand that. And if you are for mental health, you don't really judge him. You shouldn't be enabling him, but you should be hopefully steering him in the right direction of just putting him back on the right path.
Yeah, I just feel like Kanye is exactly where he needs to be
right now. I
take him for what he says and what he does, because some of the stuff is like off the wall, but just like it forces you to think like, is this really how it's supposed to be? Like,
it is the term Kanye crazy. It's Kanye crazy, and I don't even think that term is necessarily a bad thing.
No,
I think being a creative, crazy genius is needed in the world. You need people like Kanye West for this world to survive.
Name me one genius who wasn't touched by crazy or didn't have a mental issue. Even Steve Jobs had a mental issue and was a little wacky. You know what I mean? What the hell is that? What's going on?
Somebody touched your cord.
Breakup.
No.
Somebody touched it.
But yeah, you can't name one person who wasn't touched by madness who's
even from
a
the
genius.
Beginning, you know, Edgar Allan Poe, crazy in the head.
Beethoven,
Victor Van Gogh.
These are all artists. The
Victor
Ninja
Van
Turtles
Gogh?
are named after artists.
Yep.
Vincent Van
Yeah,
Gogh.
I said that, Vincent Van Gogh.
You said Victor Van Gogh.
No, I
Yeah,
didn't. I
you
said
said
Vincent.
Victor.
Whatever.
That's his cousin.
You said Victor.
That's because you have no headset on. You can't hear what I said.
No.
But I think, I don't know. I have a different opinion about Kanye. I do agree with some of what you guys say. I do like some of his older stuff, like Graduation and stuff
Everybody
like that.
does, yeah.
With his, I don't like how he puts so much of his personal life out there for the media and blast it out there. I just think that's because I look at it from a father point of view. He is a father, so you should like kind of, because with this whole legal drama and publicized, you know, with Kim K and shit like that, there should be a better way to approach things, to air out your concerns, but not along the lines that he's doing it. Because let's face it, he has kids that can see social media, that are aware.
No, yeah.
And that can, in a way, harm them.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
how fair is that to that kid? Is it fair? It's not fair.
I'm just telling you, once you watch the documentary and you get like to the third episode, you get to see like this is why he is, like, it makes sense.
Oh, I believe that.
His mom was his person, and once your person is gone and you're by yourself in the world, it's like,
I agree with that.
What am I supposed to do?
And when he talks, if you really listen to him, I believe because I hear it, he's reliving through his trauma in a lot of his rants, because he's always naming shit he's been through, gone through, and shit that he's done, and he's mixing it with the current conversation he's trying to talk about. He's not only trying to talk about the topic at hand, he's also really reliving through major events in his life in a weird way, and he's always walking through them step by step, what happened, how he felt in that moment and shit like that. And then he might even hop off into another rabbit hole because of something he said within that story, you know what I mean? So
I got two things. So on the space of him like putting his personal business out there in his music, you know, Logic, we talked about Logic when you were on our podcast. So just to bring back Logic in this, you know, he had his 1-800 the suicide prevention song.
Good song.
And he went and did shows, and he had a mental breakdown on stage because he kept having to replay this song.
Logic?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Everybody loved it so much. He was basically being put back in all his trauma. He was reliving it through that song, even though people loved it and appreciated what he did.
It.
And that's the thing with like music artists, like they give us a great song because they're healing through their music, and they may actually like finally extend like what they're healing from, and it's a #1 classic hit. You gotta keep reliving it over and over.
Just like connecting the dots on what you say, I feel like that should be commended a lot because of the fact that I feel like he's giving up a lot of himself living through his trauma to heal other people. Exactly. You know what I mean? He's literally sacrificing his own mental health.
Yeah. And then one more thing. On the topic of Kanye attaching his life and his traumas to his mother's, death and her not being here anymore, we all have to go through that eventually. We're going to lose our person. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. Unfortunately. So I'm not saying that he has to like nut up. But it's like we all are going to have to go through that. So he has to figure out how he's going to get through that. He has to, because there's no bringing her back. There's no bringing that person.
Yeah.
And it sucks to say that. It's like,
yeah, but sometimes some people, it's almost like a drug addict. Some people go down that dark hole and never recover, and some people do.
True.
So
Very
sometimes, people may lose their person and he might be one of those people who never recover from it, unfortunately. But I hope, just like you hope, and I think all of us hope, he does recover from that eventually.
Absolutely. You never want to see anyone struggling with mental health, regardless of how you might look at him. There's people that absolutely hate Kanye. You would never wish that his demons get the best of him
at all.
Exactly.
And honestly, if there's anyone out there that does, then come on, like, show compassion. But in the public eye, yes, there's some things that the Twitter spamming, and it's like, dude, chill sometimes.
Right.
But I understand that. Honestly, I think his kids are already going to have it hard. Growing up in the public eye is not an easy thing. You've seen it take out so many people.
Right.
And that's why I was like, people were tripping like when he was tripping on King K about the whole TikTok thing, but it's like because of that reason, like, they're already out in the public eye enough. She don't need social media on top of it. And then I believe like a week later, some celebrity, Cardi B put her daughter on fucking TikTok or something, and everybody was slamming her, and she was like, y'all are weird, like, this is a little ass girl y'all commenting on, and this is my daughter, like, y'all need to stop. So she removed her off social media. So I kind of get it in that sense.
And that's what I'm saying. Absolutely. Like, our mind doesn't control social media. Social media controls our mind now.
Right.
If you let it, because we got to remember it's a tool. It's a tool that
we know that, but other people don't, because it's like as soon as you get on social media, it says, "What are you thinking?" I don't know what I'm thinking. Can I have a thought first, then I'll say something? Like, that's how it goes.
And that's why I'll give props to Jay-Z and Beyonce, because they do a great job keeping their kids out the media. I don't even know how big Blue Ivy is.
I just
saw her the other day.
Just seen a photo the other day. I'm like, God damn, she looks so grown. I'm like, you would think. I think she's only like 8 years old, but not being in the public eye, I think she's a little bit older than that and shit. Like, it's kind of cool to see it from that aspect. But then, like you said, I think people use social media. Some people use it as a tool, but then some people, that's their craft, to cut your tool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I use social media. I'm on it a lot, but I don't post. I share our episodes when we post them, and I read people's statuses just to see what they're going through, or sometimes I see what they post about, and if it's a question, if it's good, I'll present it to the podcast the following week, because I use that for good source material.
Same. I'll do that.
Like, I'll just scroll through and I'll see some stuff, and I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting. Shoot, there was one status I seen, and somebody said, did y'all see that guy talking shit about Game On? Yes. Dude, shit you not.
We may have heard of him before.
I seen it, and they were commenting on it, and I'm like, if y'all check out, it's on this podcast, I'll explain it. But I was like, nah, because then it's like, well, why'd you guys have? It's like,
oh, they were mad. They were mad about it.
Oh yeah, just how they were going about it, and it's like, that's his point of view. Right. Why are you so mad at somebody else's opinion? It's not yours. It's not like they're telling you how to feel.
And that's the thing with control too. If I'm able to like alter how you feel about something, I have power over you.
Especially if you never went through it. Right. Because he's talking from his own personal experience. That's his actual job. So how can you say how he feels and what he does when he's on the clock is not right for him, because he's not presenting that to out there for him and everything else. So.
But that's part of being in the public. I have to understand that, one, not everyone's going to agree with it, and honestly, that's why when it went viral, I was like, oh shit,
Dad.
because I have so many other things like mental health and things that I would want to promote to go viral.
And this is the shit that goes viral.
But it was raw, it was authentic, and it was a genuine thought. So of course people are going to see that and be able to relate. And when you do it in a light and kind of funny manner, people will want to share it like that is funny. You're also going to have people that might know the owner, know the security, know the manager of the security, who was big pissed about it, couldn't handle it. Listen, it is what it is, but if you're unable to look at the situation, if it does directly involve you, and reflect on, is this true? Does this affect me? Even myself, I had to look back on the situation of, should I be taking this down? Like, is this hurting a local piece of Lorain that is, on Broadway, so a big part of Lorain. Am I presenting a bad image for Lorain in general, or am I just speaking the facts? And obviously I decided to keep it up, but I would be not practicing what I preach if I didn't at least reflect on, what is this going to do long term by having this up here, permanently.
And it's like a double negative. I mean, it's like a double-head sword too, because like you said it, and people are like, "Let me go check on Game On for myself to see if it's really like that." So like, you hurt, but help them.
Yeah, and I will say there was a lot more people that agreed with me than disagreed.
I believe that, but yeah, it was just so funny just seeing other people just react to it, and just reading in general, and just like what people talk about. It's enamoring to me just to see how much people will put on a social media page,
right?
Just to have people read it.
Yeah.
Just as
I need to let you know that I woke up this morning, I took a poop this morning, I did everything. Like, I'm telling you my whole life on social media.
Just for that one click.
Just for
that one click.
That one dopamine hit that you really need right now. That's how it goes.
Mike, will you do me a favor? Will you walk up and just look through the reflection of the screen and tell me if it's recording? All right, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shout out Mike.
Yeah, shout out Mike, the man behind the scenes. Actually, Mike, how about you come out here real quick?
Bring that ass here.
Come here. Just say hello to the camera.
What's good?
Guys, you guys know Mike. If you haven't seen the Prime review that we did, Logan Paul and KSI just dropped a new sports drink. We reviewed that. I'm going to drop that link in the video right here. Go watch that right now. Mike is going to be in the skit today that we're going to get ready to film. And honestly, because it will be the intro of this video, I do want to talk to you guys about it, because as of right now, we have not shot it yet. But you guys will be seeing this before the episode. Thank you, bro. I don't even think they can hear you. So with the skit, obviously, the first time I ever did it was the week after I came on your show.
Right.
And I knew pitching it to you guys, before him I had one other dude, and I had no one to bounce ideas off of other than just my friends, and that's if I see them being a parent. And you guys got a good laugh out of that, and I was like, yeah, I need to make this happen. And being able to like get people to come out and want to take part in it just shows that there is a lot of people that want to tap into their creative side, but just might not have the resources to do it, or really be able to plan. Like, how do I do that?
Or scared to fail.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Because I've gone into things like, man, I really want to do this. I try it, fail, not for me, whatever. But just over the past, since we started this podcast, I've became more, let me at least try this. And if I fail, I fail. But at least I know that I have the intuition to try it. Like, in the coming months, I plan on trying my hand at, like, doing small graphic design just to see if I could do it. Or make ads for somebody just to try to, expand my portfolio of being better and bringing more to the podcast.
The goal is just to remain optimistic.
Right.
Whatever you do. If you don't get it in your 20s, you get in your 30s. If not 30s, your 40s. Like,
watch what that 30. Watch what that 30 worth.
Willing to try new things. Yeah. On that note, you guys want to go around and say one thing you're looking to try, and say the next from now until the next 5 years, one thing that you're hoping to learn, try, or pursue?
Yeah.
I'll go first, just to give you guys some time, because I just put you right on the spot. I think one thing that I definitely want to learn, or at least attempt to do, would likely be a way to not just create, content for a living, but find a way to create multiple platforms. I want to essentially create something that will allow Mind If I Crash Productions to be a source for multiple people to promote their own versions of content with the brand of Mind If I Crash as a backing, similar to like Barstool, things like that, where it's an umbrella. There's all these things under it. I would love to create a safe place for content creators and new content creators at that, to have a mentor in whatever the field might be, and that's why I'm doing so much right now.
To piggyback off that,
there we go.
We actually had a conversation like that when we first started. One day, we're a podcast now. We could become a media group. We can offer a hub service, like, come here. If you need help doing this, boom. If you need help doing this, boom. Just to be more community based and community sourced, because like you said, there's probably a bunch of people that have that idea but don't know where to start. Shit, this started from a garage meeting. This started from me just working with me and him bouncing off ideas.
That's awesome. So
now we got this big ass soundboard, all these mics and stuff like that. Like I was telling Ash when we were getting ready to come over here, we're probably one of the most elaborate setups you have for a 5 to 6 person podcast within this area. Just because of all the equipment that we have, the technology that we use, So, and as far as the next 5 years for us and for myself personally, grow, and be better. We're good now. Be better though. Just across the board. I would be surprised within the next 5 years if we don't have a community hub for ourselves, or process of being there almost. Right.
No, I'm into that too. So I guess for me, I have the Creative Genius brand. If anybody wants to shop with me, it's pretty much just my brand is based on kind of like what you guys are saying. Like I want to build an entrepreneur energy and space for other creatives to come into and gain resources and pretty much just will what you want to do in life into fruition. Just put it forward, speak into existence, and actually create. Like, so if you see on my sweatshirt, it says vision is the art of seeing what is invisible to others. So if you ever have a vision for yourself, protect your vision and keep moving forward with it. So that's what I have for me.
That was deep. Can you say fruition again? You said it really like
fruition.
That was real smooth.
I am gonna drop that Creative Genius. Just guys, follow that. Everything you put on there is fire, by the way.
He didn't know before we started. He didn't know that was actually you.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
He was like, "How's he do it so fast?" I'm like, "He does this shit all at his house and everything."
Right, but I follow the account.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's dope. Everything about it is dope. Guys, go follow. You're on Just IG. What else are you on?
I have my own website, www.creativegeniusbrand.org. I have business cards. Like right now I'm in my house, but the goal is to get a shop for all of us to come into, and I'll show people how to heat press, how to embroider shirts. If I can do it, you can do it.
That's awesome.
It's on our Cinnamon.
Yep.
There you go.
So for me, in the next 5 years, I kind of want to take bits and pieces of everybody's lives in front of me and make it, better for me. Like, you just bought a new car yesterday. Both of you guys own a home. You own a home. You own you own a home. You have a family, husband.
He's a dog dad.
You know how you operate. But but you still, I like your financial and you know what I mean, advisory. I want to be stingy with my money like you are.
He's very financially sound.
And so it's just, I want to put all the pieces that I see that can build a better life, in front of me, so that way I can keep walking foot after foot.
And you're in a great spot because you've always been that type of person to soak in everything. I was
gonna say like a sponge.
To see everything, because you've seen good, bad, and the ugly. You've seen people do really good. You've seen people do really bad. So you, and just how you are, you're very in tune with everything. So,
and just seeing this space right here, I mean, just envisioning shit like this. I wouldn't think that like we was talking about the little iPad right there, the little touch thing, like that's kind of cool. And then you got the fish tank, you got the fucking the tits back there.
It's a good setup.
So just seeing everything that I envision that I would want for myself.
You can have it, and you just have to work.
It's really refreshing to see, like, it's not out of my grasp yet.
We're going to manifest and will it into this life that we're living right now. So that's the goal.
Absolutely.
For me, I guess I would say in the next 5 years, like personally, of course, like with the podcast, I want to do anything I can do to help this podcast grow. But on a personal level, You know, Tristan, I don't know if you know, I'm taking my master's courses right now for
awesome.
public administration. I'm almost done. December I'll be done, and at that point I'll have like 8 years of public service and a master's. So I'm hoping in the next 5 years I will be some sort of city manager. Or
he's gonna be the mayor.
Something.
Yeah, you will be in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So so like 35ish. That'll be like 34, 35ish. So that'd be really cool to be in a managerial position in like a operations
boss.
position.
He can almost be president when you're like 35, right?
I mean, John Schrader
Alright,
for president.
That's a long stretch. We gonna come back to
What
it,
about
though.
you,
Yeah.
Cliff?
For me, within the next 5 years, I know Gabe said I own a house, but I actually rent. I'm actually looking right now to own a house. So
Shit, rent to own, renting that you got your own shit.
yeah, I do. But outside of owning a house someday soon, I mean, within the next 5 years, I just want to be able to put my shit together enough to influence others. So like, I have this grand idea. Because I know I talked to you about Illuminated Vision. That's still on the board. Like I said, I've been helping my family out a lot lately. But I'm starting to get everything together financially. And I've talked about my cash credit plan for a long time. I know I talked about it with you and many others. Mm-hmm. So once I'm able to prove that it works, because I've told people that it will take 2-3 years for me to prove and just show them my analytics on what I can do personally, and I won't be afraid to share my numbers. And once I can get enough people to believe like, hey, I can help you grow your finances, show them like what credit card and certain shit to get, pass out that advice, grow my own brand someday through Illuminated Vision, like, because it's going to start off, like I said, me selling ideas and helping people, and then I'll put it on print and shit like that. So I just have this vision of just growing and selling just good ideas to people, being kind of like a consultant.
I like that, and honestly, that is
people.
That's a beautiful business to be in, because you build plenty of connections, and you're really you're a miracle worker. You're changing lives on the daily basis, and I know from being a finance manager myself that the work that people have to put in when they're working with someone like what you plan to do is you almost become like a life coach and manager at some point, where you kind of take over not just the financial decisions, but the decisions that they make in life. You're probably one of the biggest influences in the people that you will eventually work with.
Because we talk about it a lot of people aren't financially literate. Like, I know some of us here, like, or if not all of us here, like, are gifted with that, and I know I'm constantly growing and doing that, and I would just like to give that away someday, because I see a lot of people just blowing their money on dumb stuff, or really wanting to be in a better position but don't know which way to go. Right. And I want to help people who actually want to grow and do something with themselves.
That's awesome. That's a very selfless thing to do, and we aren't taught that, honestly. We aren't taught that, so unless you teach yourself or find a way to be taught, how would you ever know?
Right. So I'm willing to take that heavy mantle, put it on my back, go find the information I need, and just give it away. Obviously for a fee after a while, because I'm going to go do the thing, but it ain't going to be something like you can't afford. Like, just pay me a little bit for some advice.
Yeah.
And I got you.
No, you can afford fucking Jordans that drop every other week. You can afford to be an entrepreneur.
You can afford, $50
Never owned a pair of
advice.
Jordans.
Let's sit down. Let's talk about your finances. Be open. Pay me $50, and I can get you in the right direction. Just report every so often. I'm not your dad or nothing, but if you want to get right, I can show you how to get right.
So a side personal goal I would like to see for you and you. I need y'all coaching at least Amani's team one year.
Oh, Amari's team. I will be coaching his team. Don't be
I'm about to be
worried about
coaching
it.
too.
I need.
Do not.
I didn't
worry
say
about
you.
that.
I said.
Well, look, just to
You're
throw
going to
out,
be the assistant coach.
You can be a water boy.
just to
That's
throw
what
out
it is.
any. I'm the only one in this group right now that's a state champ soccer coach, so I don't want to hear shit from anybody. I got a trophy that says
and
You got the
Coach
resume.
Diaz.
and not to knack on that, but you know where it comes from. So
Special Olympics. I don't care.
That's not-
We still winning.
Okay, it ain't nothing to be. You ain't nothing to be completely bragging about.
So
but
you're a champion
I
in your own way.
they're all champions. Ain't that what you told them before they started?
No, I say if
You
you get
liar.
the gold, you get the gold.
I got the goal.
Actually, so my first year doing it, I was in charge of the softball throw. Just basically launch it, see how far you could.
You throwing balls?
Throwing all the balls.
Throw balls and bag them.
So all my competitors,
This
guess
guy's
what?
crazy.
In their division, they all brought home gold. Don't want to hear shit. Yeah, I trained that shit all day.
Big coaching vibes.
Big
Okay.
Coach.
There you go.
That's my new nickname. Big Coach Diaz.
So you got Glizzy, Big Coach Diaz,
Henny Waster,
Waster,
a whole list of names.
Would you call him hot dog neck or
Bratwurst?
Bratwurst neck.
I called you 2 Chainz the other day.
That shit was funny as
Baby
fuck.
Huey, courtesy of John's dad.
No, but in all the message though, just anybody out there that wants to try something, just continue to fail forward at what you're doing. You may not get it the first time, but the next time might be it.
You know what I'm gonna do again? Because I actually got the texture right, the look right, but I failed at it because it tasted gross. Puerto Rican white rice. I bought the pot, I bought everything, and back in my apartment, I cooked the shit, and I only burnt the bottom. But because the smoke was like rising, it made my whole pot bad, and Jamie made fun of me, so I ain't tried since. I ain't gonna lie, but I was like, you know what? There's a lot of dishes that I like with white rice. I don't need colored rice or anything, so I'm gonna try a crack at it again, and hopefully I get it right this time.
I like that. Failure is a good thing. I really actually love that you said that. We need to embrace failure more often. That's where you take things away in life, and I honestly want to say that we've heard that before. I thought we had a guest.
Drove through, stared at me.
What time are we at right now?
We're an hour and 10 minutes.
Awesome. So
I just wanted to say a quick message on failure. Again, I agree with both of you because I think back then it was like kind of shunned to fail, you know what I mean? And it was like a bad thing, and that mentally messed up a lot of people, just to the people out there in the world. Again, failure is healthy because what comes with failure is lessons. It comes grit, grind, endurance, and it just makes you a better person overall because it'll make success taste that much sweeter once you obtain it. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Just anybody that's failing too, like that shows me that you're willing to try something.
Yeah, it shows that you are trying.
Yeah.
Failing is better than doing nothing. It's that simple.
Yep.
Agreed. Yeah.
Guys, before we get into the check-in, I do want to say today's episode is sponsored by our new proud sponsor, Gorilla Pack. Use code MIIC20 for 20% off at checkout. That's going to be on the supplement and all merch. Go to the website today. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna let you guys start the check-in or the what you guys do, and if you want, just because my viewers might not know, kind of let them know exactly what it is that we're getting ready to do.
Okay, so we pretty much started like the mental health check-in. So basically, this is just like us checking in each episode. How are you physically, financially, spiritually, or wherever else you need to express yourself, right? So you want to start?
Me? All right. So
And it's on a scale of 1 to 10.
Scale of 1 through 10. Yeah.
So this week, I'm a solid 8 or 9. I really can't complain about anything. I was very motivated in the beginning of the week, just getting stuff prepared for our show for the coming month, and just making sure all my debts are tied up, and stuff like that. So just trying to have a better, clear headspace to try to just do more and be more proactive. So I'm about 8 or 9.
Nice. I'm at a 9 myself. Can't really complain too much. I had a great weekend. Kid spent most of his time at the grandparents' house. I was out at the Jack most of the weekend. Won a lot, lost a few. This week, another 43.5-hour week. So hopefully I can just get some rest. That's the only reason why I'm not at 10 is just because I need a little bit of rest to feel better. Finances is doing great actually, because just like I was talking about my finances earlier. So I'm really happy with myself that I've been disciplined. My net worth has been growing through the Mint app has been showing me. If anybody wants to like really get serious about their credit, net worth, and stuff like that, download the Mint app. I've been using that. Hopefully, y'all can get us a sponsorship, man. But yeah, that's about it though. I'm just happy with finances in my life right now. Can't complain.
That's what's up.
Sir John?
So for me, this week, I did get some news like Wednesday. I had a coworker that passed away, an old coworker of mine. She retired at the end of 2020. Her name was Kathy, and she was one of my first coworkers at the city. And she was just so, like, not raw, but she had this mentality about her that was so unique, and I really appreciated like learning from her for the year. So that really brought me down. I got like kind of emotional. Like, you just don't think about like retirement, and it's like, oh yeah, I'll retire and I'll be fine. And it's like, she had a year, a couple months. It's just like, it's not fair. And so for me, I'll say like I'm like a 9 right now. As far as everything else goes, I just need to get back in the gym. I'm feeling like a fucking blob right now.
Come join me with the boxing club.
I seen you over there, man. Yeah,
it's just a way to like, again, relieve some stress, just to get your body moving and get your brain active. So
yeah, that's awesome.
That's about it though for me.
Gabe?
Well, I don't mean to bring down the average, but I'm gonna go a little bit lower than what y'all have all said. I'm gonna go like a 7, 7.5. I've been real mellow this week. Nothing's been, on my ass, but I haven't had anything to, get me to get on something's ass too at the same time. So it's been a very mellow week, just real chill. I think just getting back to the rest thing, like you've been saying, just kind of getting back, finding my own, headspace and what I need to be doing in the next couple months. Getting back in the gym.
Come join me, man. I'm saying.
I already hear from Austin, man. I don't want to hear from you too.
It's just 45 minutes a day.
I hear you, but I know softball's right around the corner. I got basketball we do every Tuesday. Going to the gym is not my thing. I like to exercise. Yes, I do need some physical activity, but I don't know. Being at the gym it smells like fucking ass.
I need to find my own way to exercise. Because I don't like gyms, but I do need to find a way to exercise.
Just go for a walk.
I'll go boxing with you.
At the crib.
I'll go boxing with you.
Yeah, I mean,
we can spar.
It's. I will be 100% honest. The first day you show up and they say go jump rope for 15 minutes, you're gonna be like, fuck,
I can't jump rope.
They're gonna make you.
Yeah, we do like intervals, like so. Okay. We'll just do like jump rope for like maybe like 30 seconds.
That's not too bad. Where are you at?
Freddie's Boxing Gym on the south side. Shout out to their gym.
Yeah, awesome.
This is a good place to go to. But. So you were a
7.5.
7.5. Okay. For me, I would say I'm at a 9.5, man. See, I got that beauty out there sitting. Yeah. Purchased myself a pickup truck yesterday. I kept debating. I'm like, it's kind of expensive, but I'm like, I really deserve everything that I want in life. So I'm like, I may pay a little bit more, but that's exactly what I want. So that's pretty much where I'm at. Everything else is pretty much solid. Happy to be in this space with you guys. Mind if I crash podcast? This is a good experience for all of us. So yeah, I'm just excited overall, man.
Awesome. Yeah.
And shout out Boomer and Pablo too.
Yes,
for the shop.
Absolutely. Yep. I'll drop their tags in here as well.
For all our fans that don't know, I mean, everybody knows where you're recording.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I came in very high on your guys's. I think I was at a 9.5. This time I'm definitely going to be lower. I'd say honestly I'm probably at like a 7 flat, and that's just because life hitting you all at once, and sometimes it often does. And to elaborate on that a little bit, I'm sure a lot of my fans know my life always wasn't this way. There was a time where I went through a lot, and I dealt with a lot of demons that kind of forced me to change myself. And one of the biggest reasons of that was one of my childhood best friends, just due to the choices we were making in life, died in front of me, passed away in front of me. This was 4 years ago, and changed me completely. And it forced me to look at my life and look at what I needed to do. And the anniversary of his death was yesterday, and it was a lot. And then, I go to my brother's game, and then I see his dad there. And it was just a lot kind of for me to take on top of dealing with, a sick child over the weekend. And, just all these things kind of coming out at once. And, recognizing that this will pass. It's just temporary. And, these are lessons, That is the universe just showing you this is still a part of your past. The way that all happened yesterday was not by chance. It's supposed to be that way, and I need to understand that just because I am not that person anymore does not mean I cannot become that person again if I don't continue moving forward.
Wow,
that's good. Don't never let anyone try to make you go back to that space either. We all have grown in some aspects, so just keep going. So. Yeah. Definitely. Condolences to your friend too.
Thank you. But yeah, with that, guys, that does it for this episode of the Mind If I Crash podcast. Make sure you guys show them love. I'll drop all of your handles as well as the It's On Us podcast, available on all platforms now. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
We out of here.
Bye.
Dope.
Yeah, I'll get with you in a second. I'm off to drop off this bag to Money Mike. Yeah, hopefully he doesn't stiff me again like last time. I gotta beat his ass. Yeah, I know, right? Fucking dumbass drug dealer, I swear. Later.
Where'd we meet again? Tinder. The strip club? I don't know.
What's up, Money Mike?
I gotta call you back, baby.
Look, I
Got
know
my
how much.
stuff?
Yes. You know how much stuff I have in there?
How much?
I don't want to get stiff for any money this time.
Stiff?
Yes. Last 2 bags, I'm missing $100 out of each.
Well, here you go, bro.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate Money Mike, this is yours.
Oh, okay.
Fucking dumbass. I'll talk to you later.
This is mine? So you think we met on Tinder, but I don't even have Tinder. I really only remember the strip club. Oh, I gotta go. What's up?
What's up, man? Ray.
Mike. Are you caught?
No.
No? Alright, there's stuff for you, Ryan.
Alright.
Yep. Yes, sir. Oh, I got another call coming in. Nice to meet you, Ryan. Have a good day, bro.
Alright, Mike.
Hello?
Man, so y'all never believe this shit. So I'm going to this new dude, right? Like, I heard about him word of mouth. And his name is Mike. And I walk in there, and man, he give me this whole pot. The whole thing.
What do you mean, pot?
Man, like I said, he gave me the whole pot. And then as I'm walking out, he handed me some money too. I ain't even spend on it.
Whoa.
It smells good. He got more.
Man, I think he do, because I ain't gonna lie, he had some money on the table.
This
He
is
had
some
money laying
great
around.
pot.
That's
Wow.
It's really, really big too. I mean,
And that's why I'm telling y'all about it, because I think he got a good stash of this, and he ain't the brightest.
and you
know.
said how much did he give you money wise?
He gave me $400. I was ready to spend the whole thing
What-
with him, but
Was he high?
he had something in his mouth. It might have had some oil in it.
Let me get some. You're hogging the pot, man. Let me
Yeah,
get
for
some
real.
more of this.
I mean, I can't help it. It's some good tree.
Sniff pads, baby. Come on.
Oh shit.
Sniff pads. Let me see. Oh yeah, that's some good one.
Yeah, this the one, and I think we can come up on him for real, for real.
I mean, I'm on what you on.
Y'all on him?
We can do it.
I don't even think he gonna know what hit him.
Let's get this shit.
Hey, Ray wasn't playing about him. He seems a little kind of off. For real. Hey, listen, but that's a lot of money on the table.
Alright, fuck all that. We about to get this money.
All right, hey, listen, I'm gonna tell him about the story from last night at the bar. I'm gonna distract him. You gonna get it.
Alright,
All right, let's go.
What's up, fellas? What's up, man? Are y'all cops?
No, sir.
No?
You all right though, man? I see you.
Over a girl, bro.
I mean, that's how they get the best of us, man.
Yeah, met her at the strip club.
Man, which strip club?
Right downtown.
You mind if I use your laptop real quick? I know a few strippers and shit too, so I don't know. Might maybe look her up, you know? What happened, you know?
She just ghosted me, bro.
Ooh.
Yeah, I called her sister's name and
Oof, yeah, you fucked up then for sure,
Bad, bad.
Is this her right here?
how do you know her?
I know a good amount of strippers, baby. I ain't gonna lie to you.
She was on stage 1 last night.
Yeah. You was there last night?
Yeah.
Oh shit. We might not even seen each other then. So, how long she been stripping, you know?
I just met her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shit.
Thought she
You
was-
mind if I close this up real
Oh,
quick?
no, yeah, you're good, bro.
Hey, but you got any more pop?
No?
All right, well, I'll meet you up then later then, babe.
Yep.
Be safe.
You too.
What's up, John?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. So, look, are you sure this is going to be a good idea? Because, I'm going to be honest, this bulletproof vest, it's a little bit obvious.
A little obvious. Don't worry about it. This guy doesn't know what's coming.
Okay,
Trust me.
so the rumors are true. He's a dumbass.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right, well, look, all I've been briefed on is so far I need to go in there, I need to get confirmation that this fertilizer and soil deal in Mexico is going to happen, correct?
Yes. That's all we need.
Should be easy. What do I do if he says no? Just make him say yeah?
He's gonna say yes.
Okay.
He's gonna say it. Don't worry about it. I've got informants that have told me multiple times that this guy will say whatever you need. He's just that gullible.
All right.
Trust me.
Sounds good. Thanks, John.
Thank you.
I'll see you when it's over. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Why'd you want to meet in a public place, man? Usually everybody just comes to my house.
Nice day out. I figured we'd get by the beach, get some fresh air, and maybe discuss some business strategy together.
What'd you say your name was again?
My name is Tom, dude.
Tom? Nice
Yeah.
to meet you, Mark. Yeah, so I'm definitely down to discuss some business. Are you a cop?
No, but even if I was, you know I didn't have to tell you that, right?
Good point, good point. If I was a drug dealer, I wouldn't have to tell you I was a drug dealer, right?
Yeah, something like that. So, Mike, I wanted to see, what do you think about the fertilizer business? I hear it's booming right now.
Oh, it's booming.
Really?
It's booming.
Do you have any investment yourself right now?
A little bit. A little bit.
Like how much?
A lot. A lot. A lot of fertilizer.
Like where?
My house.
Is it coming from anywhere?
Yeah. Yep.
Awesome. Where?
I can't tell you that yet.
Is it true that it's in Mexico? Can you say that? I think you can. Oh, hey, you know what? Where's a good place to go on vacation?
Mexico.
Awesome. Hey, Mike, it was great to meet you, man.
You too, Mark.
Oh, actually, you know what? I was wondering, can I purchase that from you?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Here you go. No, keep it. Boss,
Nice work.
thank you.
Nice
Thank you.
work. How'd it go?
He's a dumbass, that's for sure. He tried to give me the money back, but, well,
Of course.
we have it, and honestly, it looks pretty nice. It's a nice spot.
It is a nice spot.
Yeah.
It's a nice spot. What did
So-
he say about Mexico?
In not so many words, yes, he said that he has investment in the fertilizer. He has some in the house, and he kind of said it's coming from Mexico. So
Perfect.
I think we got him where we want him.
Absolutely.
Let's go get him.
Good work.